wake up in the morning, you're like, I feel unsatisfied. Why? I didn't do anything yesterday to make me better. It sucks, doesn't it? Yeah. What are you gonna do today? Twice what I was gonna do yesterday. Hammer down, man. Keep going. When you've got the motivation, keep it rolling. Keep pouring coal into it. Just keep going, keep going.
Just a quick interruption for the video, guys. As many of you know, we are independent creators and filmmakers, but there is a massive attack on us right now. Traditional media over the last few years has started to slowly die. They are no longer the independent voice that you first thought they were. That's why we've created Mulligan Brothers Patreon. We've built something special for our most dedicated supporters, and I want to break it down for you real quick. The supporter tier gets you ad-free early access to both video and audio versions of Mulligan Brothers interviews 24 hours before it goes public. The executive tier gets you everything that a supporter tier gets, plus more. Exclusive interviews and behind the scenes content, walk and talks, daily routines, unreleased interviews, the stuff that you don't see anywhere else. And finally, the executive producer tier. Everything from the supporter tier and the executive tier, plus exclusive perks. Access to our treatment packages. Be the first to see which guests are coming up and get insight into the topics we'll be discussing before anyone else. And you'll even get an executive producer credit on every single documentary that we make. So if you've ever wanted to support the Mulligan Brothers mission of inspiring change so we can go around the world and get these stories that nobody else will, this is exactly how you do it. Go to patreon.com/Mulligan Brothers or click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. Join the community and help us inspire change. Let's dive back into the video. We have a slogan that, I've got it tattooed on my hand as well, inspire change. And like the thing about that for me was, there's loads of moments in my life. And from the smallest moment was one time when we bought our studio, across the road, there was this guy who I'd see at 5 a.m. every morning, and he'd go out there with a litter picker and his dog, and he was a homeless guy, and he would clean the park just by, no reason for it. He'd just do it. And I used to watch from the top windows. I see him cleaning the park. And then one day I realized he wasn't there anymore. And he'd been doing it for months, and he just wasn't cleaning the park anymore. And I don't know what happened to him, but he'd religiously done that for months and months and months. And I knew that he wasn't there out of choice. Maybe something bad happened to him, I don't know. But I bought a litter picker stick, and I went out there and started cleaning the park myself. And he inspired me, on such he didn't know I was watching him. He just went out there and he did it every single day. But and then on a bigger scale, like I've had role models in my life, the way they move into their career or that they operated at such a passionate level truly, truly inspired me. And again, they weren't doing it to do that for me. They were just doing their job as passionately as they possibly could. And that's where, for me, inspire change comes from. Like, if you live with passion and purpose, you don't know it, but somebody's watching. And you don't do it because they're watching, but somebody is going to see you at some point. And, maybe it will be a moment where you get to wink at the kid in the car and sling the axe over your shoulder. But usually it's going to be a situation where out of someone's seeing you from 100, 200 meters away, doing your job with passion. They go, wow, that guy really enjoys what he's doing. He's really passionate about what he does. And I wish that everybody could have that, have that understanding that they really can be, whatever profession it is, have that impact on people's lives in a massive way. I mean, you guys are rock stars, what you do, and I know our audience is inspired by special forces, like, in a massive way.
I get inspired by professionals. I mean, like, I've only been starstruck a couple times. It's definitely happened inside the team room. I get more starstruck by a lot of the wives, if I'm being honest. But people that do anything at a professional level, like an ultra high level, you can't ignore it. When you see it, it doesn't matter if you're Hans Zimmer, if you're Steven Spielberg, at an ultra high level, you see the sacrifice it takes to be that guy. I see all the relationships you've had to discard. I see the time away from your kids. I see the time away from your wives. I see the compartmentalization. I see every ounce of it, because if you didn't do that, no one would know your name. No one would remember you. You'd be just like the rest of us. You had to go above and you had to sacrifice more. And now that you have, you'll be remembered forever, because you are one of these standouts. You sacrificed more than most, but more importantly is you inspired everyone else to mirror what you've done. Whether that be in the production output or in the actual sacrificial nature of your life, like, he sacrificed more than everybody else. Like, how many people play back that thing of Kobe about everybody going out and burning it down. They came into the practice at 5 a.m. He'd already been in there since 3. He still did a practice, whooped all their asses, and stayed late anyway. I'm like, how does he do this? He's obsessed because he's not going to let himself go. He's going the entire way, and he's setting the stage, hopefully, to inspire you. How many of those guys were on his team went on to be the greatest thing ever? Most of them. Once you see it at that level, that becomes your new baseline. We talked about backflips on motorcycles. Impossible, impossible, impossible. Now they're doing triples. They'll do a quad. Like once you see it done, once you've seen that it's achievable, that becomes a new standard. The standard is a standard until someone exceeds it. When the group exceeds it, they become a dynasty. And that's really the truth. Like that standard will maintain that standard until a singular individual knocks that out. Once he beats it, everybody else kind of looks around like, well, that's possible. What if him and 6 dudes do it? Like, oh shit. Now they've all adopted the same mindset, the same work ethic, same output. That's why they live on forever, as they should. Like we're trying to develop dynasties here. How do I get one person to affect change in all of these people? How do I make that infectious where you can't get the taste out of your mouth? You have to do better. You wake up in the morning, you're like, I feel unsatisfied. Why? I didn't do anything yesterday to make me better. Sucks, doesn't it? Yeah. What are you going to do today? Twice what I was going to do yesterday. Hammer down, man. Keep going. When you've got the motivation, keep it rolling. Keep pouring coal into it. Just keep going, keep going. I think once you get them going, it's hard to get them to stop. Just set the baseline and let them go.
I bumped into an old school friend actually just a couple of days before flying out here, and I was on the park with my son, and I bumped into him, and he says, do you ever just stop and look at your peers around you and see how far you've come in comparison? And I stopped and I was like, I have new peers. Like I have new people around me now. Like no, I don't, because the people I have around me now are so much greater, and I think that's really important, to surround yourself, if you're trying to be great, with greatness, with people that are better than you, people who you aspire to be like. The friends that I have now, when I'm in their company, give me so much energy, and I'm like, I need to be better. Like these guys are doing it. I need to be so much better than I am right now. And I mean, the way you've spoken about your whole career, it seems like you've done that throughout. Just put people around you at all times who are just absolutely great at what they did.
And I do have the luxury that place just fosters really, really good performers. The military does in general, but in all walks of life. But that is my secret, is I surround myself with people that I want to be like.
Your organization.
And I implement what they do. If you look at Kobe Bryant's morning routine, if everyone would just stop in whatever it was, how ridiculous it is if everyone on the earth stopped and did that for 30 consecutive days, you'd be better. You've already seen the magic. It already works. It's like they've already set the foundation. All you got to do is just follow the plan. It's like, well, they wake up at this time, they go to bed the same time I do. Just the stuff they do in between is so much better, so much more productive. How do they do that? Well, they learned it from somebody. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Well, just do that. Surround yourself with new people. Every time you go to that big fish, small pond, just stay away from that. If you're the smartest dude in the group, find a different group. If you're the strongest guy in a group, find a different group. There's always someone stronger, always someone bigger, better, faster. Just surround yourself with those people. It'll naturally rub off, and it just elevates your game that much more. I don't care if you're playing basketball, you're playing pool, whatever you're doing. If you play with high-level people, your game naturally gets better. It just will. A lot of people just want to get stuck, and they want to make Tuesday feel just like Monday. I don't want to do that. I'd like to live a routine, but not the same routine every day. I'm trying to get better every single day. And in order to do that, I have to keep my look up and out. I've got to be looking for new people to chase. Like, oh, that guy's really good at that. Come over here. Show me how to do that. Actually, don't even show me. Just keep doing it. Let me watch it for a minute. That's really what it is. To me, that's kind of the meaning of life. Like, how far can I get, but how far can I get the people around me? Like, I don't want to finish first. I just want to finish. If all my crew beat me and I came in dead last, that is not a bad thing. I think that's the difference now. Pre going to Mexico is now I don't want to be first. I'm fine with being dead last in this pack, because if we're being honest, I'm setting the baseline of what is minimum standard. We got a really high fucking standard. And that's what we do with everybody. I just want you to be better than me, because that just keeps me chasing you. I don't want to be the front runner. I don't want to be the strongest dude in here. I'm happy with being average because the average is so high in this room, it doesn't matter. I think that's what people lose. Like, if they don't win, they lose confidence. Like, jump in a pool with Michael Phelps, you ain't gonna win. You'll be better though. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta change your perspective just a bit.
I think the idea of like the backflip, you know, the talk of the triple backflip is you have to surround yourself with it though. Like I think social media, TV and all that kind of stuff is good and it is inspiring. Like to me, it's very inspiring. I've always said documentary film is probably the most inspirational medium. But when you go and meet that person, you're around that person, you realize that they are blood, flesh, guts, just like you. And if they can do it, then really you should be able to do it if you were willing to put in everything that they've put in. So I'm curious, did you seek out those people? Did you make a point of that, of like, I'm going to find good people to have around me at all times?
That was one of the lessons that guy Barrett told me when I wanted to go. Like, about screening and selection and preparation, all of that, you have to surround yourself with people that want to be on the same path you are. If they're ahead of the path, it's even that much better. Now you have someone to follow. You see the blueprint out in front of you, but you have to constantly be reassessing. Who am I trying to be? What's that mentor? And then what's the mentor that he's looking at? He's not looking back, seeing if I'm chasing him. He's looking for the next guy. I'm looking over his shoulder. Who's the guy he's chasing? How do I get in that position?
So that lone wolf mentality is like, can be a negative.
To me, it's a negative because at the end of the day, you don't know what you're chasing. If you don't have anyone to chase, you're just the trendsetter. But a lot of times, if we're being honest, it's just flying blind. You don't have anything to reference off of. Like, I'm the strongest dude in my gym. You're the only guy in this gym. You're at a home gym. He's like, still the strongest dude in the gym. Like, well, why don't we go to this gym and we'll see how you compare?
Yeah.
It's not really the same thing. Like, I'm the fastest dude in my high school. You're the only guy on the track team. Doesn't really add up. Let's get you with some people and let's really push the pace and see how far you can go. And a lot of it, if you've never seen how far the human body or the human potential can actually go, you have no idea. You have no idea what your true capabilities. You only know what you've achieved so far. That's a lot of stuff we do with Vernon. Like, how far can I go? How high can I jump? How heavy can I pull? Like, can I pick that up? Like, I have no idea. I think I can. Well, let's see. Really, really push. But it takes someone to know your limitations and know how far you can actually go. Just steady pressure. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. If not, you become stagnant. You become really comfortable and good is good enough. This is good enough, man. This is fun. Like, I'm totally content with being like this forever. Yeah, I mean, really until the risk of being the same outweighs the risk of change. It's like, I don't want to be the same guy forever. I don't. Until I'm really willing to make a chance, I'll be that guy forever. Like, I'm not afraid of the change. I'm afraid of staying this way forever. Okay, what are you going to do? Whatever it takes. At the end of the day, be a pro. If you be a pro in everything you do, it gives you the accountability, it gives you the ownership, and it gives you an opportunity to be the person that people are trying to emulate, people are trying to be like.